To all my family. So,
congratulations, but please. I want to tell you that the anchor of our community is education. So, Steve, congratulations again. Kanyagwagera Steve Chinkobi Origako Nyagocha. Steve, all that is for you, Steve. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Betty Morande. Steve is our nephew, also a child of a very special family to us. We're very proud of you, Steve. We know you've done your best, you've worked hard, and we just want to wish you the best. And as you go to college, want to ask you to put God first and do your best. As you heard yesterday, perfection is not required, but it's the best effort that's required. So we know that won't be a problem for you. We want to wish you all the best, and we pray that God will guide you as you go. Thank you so much.
Naende, another lady friend of the family. As I said, I don't want to force anybody. I'm going to force Steve. Mara Jane anazwa. Bwana.
Mwenge ntukilikende.
Kariba atebere by vote mbali ko yuko.
Aya tiga wana akebwate ikyo kegera ninje nintagite kebwate kega. Akebwate ikina kwa nekina kereko boko.
Bwana.
Kino mago kiagi.
Abago. Atengete ay bwate. Bwana nekyo, bwana byonse bwana.
Eki kebeka. Kiagi somewhere aga. Kebwate kiagi.
Ena bwate na bambo iko yuko. Bwana bwate byonse.
Bwate byonse ko boko.
Ewa.
Byonse.
Amoyo.
Professional.
What are you saying?
Bwate. Just go. No, kebwate iko kibwani. Yes, that's okay.
Ene technology ntanyare na bakwa ni mwenzi mbuyamole. On behalf of because of the mama, I would like to speak in Kisi so that she will also understand what I'm talking about. Igangwa kira abaibodi aba Chen and Nyachae. Bali bakuru nyamagesa aliase ekenyoruge gwa kwe basi. Ese yabeke sekatie ekemunge kora kiengenta. So that's where we come from, and that is what we always talk about ourselves. We praise ourselves like that. So let me come to Steve. Steve is a young man. He's a nephew. We admire. One thing I admire about Steve, we have so many young people here, and they are all from Kisii. Let me know by the show of hands, how many know how to speak Kisii? Young people, young people. Put up your hands, young people Steve's age. Imagine, Steve, come here. Just come. Young people who are here and you don't know your language, Steve is going to have a class to teach you because he can speak Kisii. And I don't think you know Steve can speak Kisii. Just say one or two words in Kisii and talk to them in Kisii.
Mbia more. Bono incheke businche bono nebe ta kini ngochanda gotema bono. Bono ndete goteva. Asante sana for my okay. 20 this one? Okay. Ndete wote ba asante sana. Sokoro na baba wache all the way from Kenya, wechaga gonkwani. Na inde bono ndete wote ba niga ina woneke usingu chaka kweba. Ndete wote ba asante sana for them for coming. And also again, all of you here are my family. Tite timwe bedati, you're all my family. So you go asante sana wecha.
You don't recognize the identity of a person until you see them with their family. And it's just striking how Steve and the Nyachae children resemble their grandparents. On the way over, we drove through a storm, and we thought we were going to pray for a storm for Steve. When you're sailing, you need wind to propel you, to move you. And calm doesn't help you move. So Steve, just as your parents have faced difficulty, as your grandparents have faced difficulty, we're going to ask God to bring you difficulty to help you achieve and depend upon Him. It's not only that your parents and your community are responsible for your success, but their success resides in the church. So as you advance, as you receive accolades, as people praise you, don't stop going to church. You have to want it for yourself. Purpose in your heart. I'm going to do what's right. Despite my worldly success, I'm going to be a servant in God's work. Because despite what worldly achievements we have, what we attain, if we are not working with God, we will lose in the end. Your grandfather already emphasized the necessity of hard work. And we remember that water is only hot at 211 degrees Fahrenheit, but that extra degree, 212, will make it boil. And when water boils, it creates steam, and when there's steam, you can propel a train. So the importance of that extra degree, Steve, you have to work hard. You have to want it for yourself. And then when people ask, who is a righteous man? Who can we trust with this high and important task? They'll think of Steve. I don't want to sit down without mentioning Jane and Gerald and the hard work that they've done. And specifically, I want to congratulate Jane in raising a family and going to school. And I think this is an opportunity. Our church and our schools need a counselor. And I challenge Jane to write a proposal to the conference and say, we have 18,000 Seventh-day Adventists here in Minnesota, and I don't know the number. We have 5,000 families. We have 18 schools, and there is no designated Christian counselor. I should be that counselor. You say, thank you. You say you can't afford a full-time position for me. This is a per diem. So I challenge Jane to challenge the conference so that we can take advantage of her skills, because we need a godly counselor.
Thank you very much. Thank you. One more.
So much. Good evening. I'd like to take this opportunity also to say two statements regarding Steve. That one of them is, I've known your mom, Jane, and your father, Gerard, for such a long time, and being the best friends to be with, I always wanted to know where their parents are. to have raised such a family that you want to associate with. This has not been possible until a time, an occasion like now, when Steve, you have made it possible for me to see Mwarimu here, because you spoke like a teacher and such a wonderful man. I thank you, Steve, for that, to have made it possible. Secondly, when Mama stood up here and introduced a wonderful dance, for the first time is when I've seen the young man Steve akasema kama ni kuenda chini kwa chini, hata mimi nitakuwa huko, na he made it possible for each and everyone, I believe, to smile. Steve, I want to thank you so much for that, because you do not excel only through education that has made us to be here today, but to be able to hang out with the young and old generation like me. I want to say this, that for those communities who have come and join us, it is a greatest occasion. May I just want, within a minute, say that I wanted to have a meeting like this one when my daughter graduated from high school, but it was not possible. And many people don't know why this did not happen. It is because we invited their mother, my wife, but was not given a visa, and my children got discouraged so much. They said, we cannot have an event like this one unless my mother is here. I'm saying this because it was not until now, when she's with me here, that I pray hard that the next time a graduation comes in my family, and then I'll have an opportunity to say, please, the same way we have come here, let us do the same. With that in mind, I know, Brother Okoye, you understand as much as anyone else knows, who makes us proud is our children. And that's the same way, Mr. Ondimu, we are proud of your son, not knowing how much you put the input that makes us proud like this. I've known Jane, even his siblings who are very dear, close to me. This is a family you cannot afford to associate yourself with. My prayer today, my brother Paul, let us continue supporting one another as a family, and to be able to remind people that education being the key element. For your information, my son attended yesterday's Mukida, and he wrote me a text that said, this is one forum that has exposed me that I can do something better towards the future. I'm saying that even that Mukida is one of the best organizations that knows what education is. I want to congratulate, and it happened that Jared and other good friends are among those people who make sure that such organization makes a big impact. As I sit down, I'm almost going, because I was going to attend Brother Chueya, who's soon going home to attend his father's funeral. But I said I have to be here because it's the best place to be. So thank you all for coming. The only thing I just want, if you can just wave if you can stand up, just wave, because I know we do not have time. Because my brother, you know, you have never seen my office there. That's my wife, Yukabet. She's exactly 1 month old. Since he came here, that's why I'm lady. I did not want to steal the occasion, but I feel privileged, helped us to know that here she is. Now, I invite you, wherever you have a chance, come home, we can eat together. May God bless you, and the peace be with you all.
Amen. Thank you very much. And you
was at Steve's age, I knew this old man. I used to be at Mosojo, and every holiday, I used to go and stay with him at Birongo, Mongoni. What he has told you today, Steve, are you listening? He told me, he is telling you when you were going to college. He told me when I was in high school. That was in 1964. I don't think even Gerard was born. No, he was not there. He was still coming. So today,
I was not married.
oh, you are not even married? I thought you were. So you can see how many years are those. And if you didn't allow me to speak, to tell you that, I think we are going to disagree. But today, because we always agree, you are a great leader.
We are going to agree.
Very good. Steve, Sarah, and Don, and their mother, they are great scholars. Gerald is a scholar too. He's pursuing his PhD. So this is a family of great learners. The family of, we call them in Apo Nyumbani, bookworms. You know what a bookworm was? Somebody who stays with the books. And this is a family. You have done us proud. Omogako Ondimu, you did a good job. You and your wife. You've done a great job. You have done your bit. And all these years you have lived, it's not just free. It is a life of great blessings. And you have done a wonderful job to bring up your children. It's no wonder sometimes I ask myself, why is it that Gerard is a very effective leader in our community? How come that whatever assignments we give to Gerard, he's always ready to come and assist the community? He has done very well. With Paul Moranda here, they had actually uplifted this community to a height where we will not come close to. During their time as officials of Mwenyagetinge, they left behind in the bank deposit over 34,000. They had plans even to build a community hall where we will be holding such kind of meetings without being told or ordered by the marshals to get out because we will be exceeded the limit of the capacity of that building. I wish they stayed just one more year. We could be talking differently. So these children of Gerard, I'm sure, even if you saw the way Steve was talking here, he has a lot of confidence that he's going to hit, let the sky be the limit. I have watched Steve play in soccer in many areas here in Minneapolis. He's a scorer number one. If Minnesota was going to raise a soccer team, Steve will be the forward, because I have seen him scoring many times. And because of that, I think that's the reason why even the university has accepted him, because he has a good record of his activities during the holidays. May God bless you abundantly. And we thank the community, the way you have turned up to come and witness this occasion. This is indeed a wonderful ceremony that we have held in this church for many years. And may God bless you abundantly. So we pray that as we continue struggling in this world, let us remember we serve a loving God, a caring God. If you trust in Him completely, you are not going to lack anything. There is an English proverb which I keep on telling young people, which says like this: give your head a racking and find the remedy that you are lacking. If you work hard, just like what the grandfather said, surely nothing is going to be impossible for you. The reason of working hard is that you are going to better your life. You are not being forced, but you are doing it out of your own ambition that you want to do better in life. May God give you that encouragement. May God add all the things that you need to succeed, and surely we will be proud old people. Soon and very soon, we are going to go home to be with Him, and more so, we are waiting for our Lord who is coming soon. May God bless you all.
My name is Richard Nyangwara. I do not want to make a repeat of the same, but then I would want you to know this, that my uncle, according to our culture, Simeon is my uncle, and therefore definitely Gerald and Jane are my cousins. I happen to come from home, and in the long run we've been teachers, and therefore I also see it good to say one thing, and that is that the wisest man on earth the world has ever heard is Solomon. And he says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding that all who do His commandments, He praises them forever. And therefore, all that has been said here is that the grandkids were now my nephews and nieces, and that the journey you have started is good, and what they say is that the limit is the sky. Try very hard and see if you will be limited by the sky. In other words, it is never late to continue and continue in your lifetime as long as you fear the Lord. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you so much for listening.
Evening. How is everybody? I want to first congratulate Gerald and Jane, because those of us who are parents who are raising teenagers, we know how hard that is. Before I come to Steve, in the city of Baltimore, where there were riots, you know how many kids graduated high school? Black kids? 32%. It's extremely important for us as the Kenyan community to take pride that our culture promotes our kids to do well in school and do what? And graduate. So that's a big, big deal. So Steve, you have made us really proud. My grandfather used to say, this school, that he didn't go to school, but he had a lot of wisdom. He used to tell us, go work hard and do this white man's education, right? And when you get wherever you go, Koraki, Siaro Buoba. In other words, take pride in what you're doing. And I think it's for all of us who are doing different things. Wherever you are, stand tall and be proud that you've come so many thousand miles away and you're making a difference. I wanted to challenge our parents today. Some of us are still here dreaming of going back to Kenya and becoming the big boss, with a big house at the top of the hill and a vehicle with many wheels. While those dreams are still cooking, what has happened? The kids have grown from here, and now they are graduating where? And that house on the hill hasn't been built. That's the reality. The house on the hill needs to be the kids. That is the house on the hill. I encourage all of you to invest in the children, because those are the people that are going to build that house for you on the hill. So I want to tell Steve that from our family to you, we're not only very proud, but we want you to realize that you are now opening a new chapter. And just for everybody who is going to school, we have a great state when it comes to education. So please make it count. It's not a process, it's a great opportunity. So we wish you well, and I want to say thank you to Mzee. He was here a little while ago and he's back. You know, my father and him are the same generation, and one thing is common. They are always wondering what happened to the grandkids. And so they put pressure on us. So when the kids see us always asking, where's your homework? It's the source is across the pond. So don't underestimate the role that you've played. I think we really celebrate our parents because they instilled in us what really matters, and that is looking at after our families, promoting education. And so Steve, today you brought us here together and we are celebrating you. Congratulations, and we will be your biggest cheerleaders. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And I'm very proud of her, because now I don't have to be an IT tech 24/7. She can do her work. And for me personally, as you know me, I value education. But also one thing I want to say is you should value wisdom and also imagination. Because our generation should go chase their dreams, their wildest dreams. Because my wildest dream was to start a company, and I had that dream at 10, and I've been working on it. And to say I'm actually living my dream. It might not be it, but I'm happy with what I have, and that's what it is. And I also want to thank God for everything He's done for me, as in His the miracles He has is endless. And for every one of you who come here, it's a miracle for each and every individual who came here. And I want to thank you very much. And I said I'm going to keep it short, so I'm done.
Don't have friends, if you don't have friends who are focused. My dad used to say, tell me your friends and I will tell you who, your character, right? He used to say, tell me your friends and I will tell you who, your character. If your friends are straight, you are who? You are straight. If your friends are crooked, obviously you probably are crooked. So I still remember that. Tell me your friends and I'll tell you who, your character. So choose your friends very carefully when you're going to college, because you're leaving pretty soon, in 2 months. Less than 2 months now. Are you counting down? Okay, cool. Choose your friends very, very carefully, because your friends have a higher influence in you outside of your family than anybody else. And probably your friends get to know more about you than your parents. Probably your friends will know when you're in trouble before even your parents get to know, because you'll call them first. Hey, can you get me out of trouble? Because your mom and I are no-nonsense people. You know that, right? We wish you well, and whenever we whip you, we want to wish you well, right? Yeah. We haven't whipped him though. He's been a nice boy. Number three, and the most critical and the most important thing is God. Above all else, if you, like my wife said before, if you have God in the midst of all these, especially in the middle, if you focus on God, all else will fall in place. All else will fall in place. You know, there are so many influences for young people. And this morning, when I want to tell you this morning before, when you saw me go to the computer this morning, I was asking myself, why do we have to celebrate high school? According to the United States Department of Education, 2012 statistics, 3.7 million cohort students who started high school, primary or elementary, if you will, graduating high school in 2012. Only 89% graduated from high school. When I say 89%, that was 3,100,000 students. You know how many dropped out? 727,000 students in that cohort dropped out of high school. 727,000 students did not graduate from high school. So Steve, thank you for graduating from high school, and you are not one of those statistics that never graduated from high school. Thank you. Give it up for him. And when I went even deeper, I was looking at Minnesota statistics. That's nationwide. Minnesota statistics are even worse. In 2011, only 85% of students who started kindergarten in that cohort graduated from high school. That's a very high number, right? But when you come to the African Americans or black students, only 49% graduated from high school. You wonder why I'm saying numbers. I'm a numbers guy. And I do research. So only 49%. So 51 did not graduate from high school in 2011. There's good news though. The good news is 2012, the percentage increased from 49% to 51%. Good? That's Minnesota for black kids. So we're yet to know whether you probably will increase that number. Steve, thanks for increasing the number to probably 52% 2014. Thanks, give it out for him. And I want to say one thing. And Yon, I think I'll refer back to you and your wife, Joy. And you